All right, good morning, traders. Today is October 25th, 2024. Thank you for being here. My pivot this morning is 578.80. Above it, I'm a bull. Below it, I'm a bear. All of the Fab Five are in daily uptrend. SPY closed with a 2-hour downtrend. 10-minute uptrend. Diamond Dow made lower high, lower low, closing under a bearish trap under the 17. IWM made a higher high and a higher low, closing under a bearish trap and under the 17. SPY, QQQ, and FNGU all made inside days, closing near their 8 EMAs over the 17 EMAs. Gold and silver, both in daily uptrends. Gold made higher high and a higher low, closing over a bullish trap over the 17. Silver made an outside day. That's a higher high and a lower low, closing inside a bullish trap over the 17. UNG, still in an uptrend, made a higher high and a higher low, closing above a bullish cross, but under the 17. USO in a downtrend, made an outside day, again, higher high and a lower low, closing under a bearish trap and under the 17. And the US dollar did a bearish engulfing move. Yes, love that. And closed near the 104.04 area. All right, let's go take a look at some charts. All right, happy Friday, everybody. Thank you all for being here. All right. Exit from here. Let's take a look at SPY. Let's go down to here. All right, so here's SPY. This is our prior all-time high anchored VWAP right here. It's the prior. Here's the all-time high right here. This red candle right there. Okay, so SPY on the daily chart, you can see still up over the pink line, still making higher highs, higher lows. Just hasn't made a new all-time high recently, not for the past 5 days. All right, but still in an uptrend and still bullish. All right, still up over the 17, still bullish. All right, so there's SPY on the daily chart. All right, you can see yesterday was an inside day. Today we're getting that breakout day. All right, so what we got on the 2-hour chart, okay, we have a line of resistance that kind of slings right through here. All right, so that kind of caps off the upside momentum. I don't know if they're going to stop, if that's going to be enough to stall it, or if they're going to go up there and embrace this downtrend line. We'll see what they want to do today. So that downtrend line kind of resides at, well, right about 583.50. We'll see. Now, this is the same downtrend line that caused this pullback move down to this prior all-time high anchored VWAP. So we'll see what happens. Okay, right now we're dealing with what looks to be like a prior high all-time anchored VWAP. You can see in the pre-market we're heading up toward that. All right, if we go through it slowly, just like a school zone speed bump, if you go through slowly, you can navigate it, all right? But if you hit it with big excitement, all right, all right, it's like going over a speed bump at 80 miles an hour, you mess up the front end. All right, so we can probably navigate over it and hopefully find our way up to this downtrend line. And if we keep going slowly, we can probably move over that. We'll see what happens. Okay, on the 2-hour, we're still in a 2-hour downtrend. All right, going into the close, but in the pre-market, we're in a 2-hour uptrend. On the 10-minute chart, all right, we have a 10-minute uptrend, and we left off with a 10-minute uptrend. All right, so again, on the pattern for SPY, here is the pattern. I will duplicate this. I will review it for everybody that didn't see yesterday's video. So we're going to move this up here. Okay, the pattern kind of goes, it's a consolidation pattern. So it kind of runs up like this. All right, pulls back. And then we run up to here. And then we pull back. Okay, now the next move is back up to here. Okay, so this move was kind of overpronounced down to here, but I'm looking for a move back up to there, then set a higher low right here, and then rip to the upside. That's what I'm looking for. So I'm still waiting for this move back up to 584 area right there. All right. So there's our consolidation pattern that I believe is going to happen. Now, if we look at this, you can see we got kind of like a little wedge happening right through here. All right. So hopefully that wedge holds true, pinches price right up into this triangle up here. We'll see how close they get to it. Hopefully they bring it right up into this triangle all the way up here. All right, so we'll see what happens. There's SPY, okay, on the 10-minute chart. All right, let's go take a look at some of the other charts. Head back to the daily chart. And oh yeah, back to the 10-minute chart. Okay, pivot 578.80 right through here. Okay, so above and I'm a bull. So the first 10-minute chart on the opening, all right? We already have a 10-minute uptrend, all right? So all we need is a green candle to open up. Okay, that's all we need is a green candle. Just can't be a topping wick candle like that one. Can't be one of those. Can't be a red candle. Can't be a doji, all right? So it can't be a red candle, can't be a topping wick where there's more wick than body and tail, and it can't be a doji. So there's the entry right there. Just got to be a decent green candle on your 10-minute chart, on my 10-minute chart, for me to open up, and I'll be looking at probably adding to my $5.95 calls right here, okay? I'll probably be adding to those. All right, so that's the plan. We'll see what happens. All right, so there's SPY, there's the game plan. Now, if we happen to find ourselves under this pivot, which is 578.80, okay, I will want to see red erases green, in which case right underneath 578.47 will be my entry to the downside back down to here. All right, so there's the downside move. All right, underneath 578.50, yeah, 578, yeah, 578.50 right there. Underneath 578.50, that will be red erases green. All right, and that will be my entry to come down to this area right here. So we'll see what happens. All right, on the upside, I just need a decent green candle, okay, over 579.82. All right, just can't be a topping tail, topping wick candle, can't be a doji, and it can't be a red candle. All right, I need a decent green candle to start off the move. So I don't know what I'm going to get because they're already gapping up here, or they're already up here already. All right, so let's go back to this and let's take a look at QQQ. All right, QQQ on the daily chart. All right, inside day. Okay, that's higher high. Excuse me, lower high, higher low. Closing. All right, looks like it's right at the 8 EMA. All right, looks like it's closing over a bullish cross over the 17 EMA. All right, so that's what it looks like to me on QQQ. Still up over prior all-time high anchored VWAP. Just need an uptrend. Show me money's still flowing in to the QQQ. All right, still making higher highs and higher lows. Still bullish. Still in an uptrend. Same thing goes for SPY. All right, FNGU. Price action for FNGU, same deal. All right, lower high, higher low, closing under bearish trap, but over the 17 EMA. Okay, see it closing right at the 8 EMA. That's the white line right there. Okay, so price action inside day. Okay, still bullish, moving up. Okay, moving up, holding this higher ground. That's still bullish. All right, and let's take a look up over prior all-time high anchored VWAP. That's still bullish. All right, as long as we're still moving in an uptrend. All right, price action showing us bullishness. So I'm looking for any 10-minute uptrend, 15-minute uptrend inside that daily uptrend so I can play it to the upside. So there's FNGU. All right, let's take a look at IWM. All right, IWM still up over 2024 high anchored VWAP right there. Okay, this is the all-time high right here. Well, this is still the 2024 high anchored VWAP right there. Price action making higher highs and higher lows. Price action still up over that anchored VWAP line right there, that pink moving average. Okay, so you can see price action for yesterday. Higher low, higher high closing under bearish trap and under the 17 EMA. Okay, but still making a higher high and a higher low. Still up over this pink moving average right there. That's the 2024 high anchored VWAP. All right, still moving in an uptrend, making higher highs, higher lows. Still bullish there on IWM. Diamond Dow kind of losing it here a little bit yesterday, closing underneath a prior all-time high anchored VWAP. Price action yesterday, lower high, lower low, closing under a bearish trap and under the 17 EMA, okay? And under the pink line, prior all-time high. Has not made a lower low yet, all right? So we're still bullish on this. Just need it to recover and get back up over the 17. We'll see how far they want to take it today. Hopefully they can make their way back up over the pink line and over the 17 EMA. Still in an uptrend because it hasn't made a lower low yet. All right. So there's Diamond Dow. All right. Let's take a look at technicals. All right. Yesterday we found ourselves at the midpoint right here, opening up pretty much where I suspected we opened. But from there, we did nothing but melt away. All right. So we made we made a higher low, but then we made a lower high, and from that lower high we made a lower low, and then from there we made another lower high, and then we made a higher low. Hopefully we can turn this thing around from this higher low and make another higher high. We'll see what happens. There's T2122, T2123. You can see right here price action selling red from the beginning of the day almost to the end of the day, with the exception of a few green candle bars. You had one at the beginning, you had one in the middle, a couple at the end. All right, so a couple at the beginning, one in the middle, a couple at the end. All right, so pretty much kind of selling from the beginning to the end of the day. Finding ourselves underneath this rising 200 SMA. Like to see us climb back up on top of that. All right, and consolidate over it. That would be nice. All right, so there's the 15-minute chart. Still bullish. All right, we've moved up quite a bit. It's going to take a rest. All right, might even take 7 days rest. All right, so we're working on day 5 of rest. 1 day, 2 days, 3 days, 4 days. All right, today's going to be the 5th day. All right, might need a couple more. We'll see what happens. All right, as long as we're not making lower lows. All right, this would be a lower low down here. Okay, as long as we're not making lower lows, this is still bullish. All right, when it's up over the rising 200 SMA, that's pretty nice. We like that. All right, we'll see if they can recover that. Okay, on the 3-bar chart, it's going to look pretty much the same way because it's the same thing. Only difference is it's going to look just a little different. All right, again, 3 more red candle bars for today. It's a 3-bar chart. All right, you can see price action is under the 17 EMA, but we are still well over the rising 200 SMA there. All right, so at T2123 having a slight rest. All right, so they're in a rest area for right now, just kind of chilling until the market's ready to get fired up. Again, earnings season's kicked off, so you could see this thing start to spike pretty soon. We'll see what happens. FNGU indicator, okay, from yesterday, this will be the 24th. You can see we had buying from the beginning of the day to the end of the day. All right, from the 24th, you can see green from the beginning to the end. You can see that upward wedge right through here. Got a nice upward wedge right through here. All right, and you can see here's price action breaking up through there. All right, trying to find its way back over this flat 200 SMA. Nice job on FNGU. Again, you see some bullishness in the pre-market here on FNGU in the pre-market, and of course you see some on the SPY in the pre-market as well. Okay, so this is the leash that pretty much jerks the dog around. And when I'm saying the dog, I'm talking about the SPY and the QQQ. Wherever this thing goes, it's probably going to lead the two of those. We'll see what happens, all right? If this thing can continue to move up, then those will probably continue to move up. So here's FNGU on a 15-minute chart. All right, let's take a look at a few sectors. All right, we'll start off with, USO. All right, so here's petroleum yesterday in a downtrend. All right, still hasn't made a higher high yet. Okay, so petroleum in a downtrend because we made a lower low. We took out that low right there. So price action for yesterday looking like a lower high, lower low, closing under a bearish trap under the 17 EMA, still in a downtrend, approaching this uptrend line. All right, we'll see how they bounced off of it here. We'll see how they navigate to it coming into it a fourth time. There's USO. UNG in an uptrend. All right, you wouldn't know it from this big dip that they made. All right, but in an uptrend, price action, higher high, higher low, closing over a bullish cross, but underneath the falling 17 there. Okay, we came dangerously close to making a lower low right here, but we did not make it yet. So we'll see what they got in store. So currently, because they haven't made a lower low, even with this deep pullback, they're still in an uptrend. All right, just not moving up. They are now. All right, the past 4 days, 5 days, past 4 days, maybe today as well. They are moving up. All right, they just haven't been moving up on these days right here. Okay, let's take a look at silver and gold, both in uptrends. Silver yesterday putting in outside day, closing inside a bullish trap over the rising 17 EMA. So there's silver in an uptrend. GLD also in an uptrend, making a higher high and a higher low, closing over a bullish trap over the 17 EMA. GLD also in an uptrend. Let's take a look at SMH. All right, SMH still up over the prior all-time high anchored VWAP. Price action, looking for bullishness to show up. We did get some here. Now we're getting a rest. Maybe we'll get some more showing up. I see some kind of indication of liftoff right here with some higher lows kind of building up. We'll see what happens. So there's SMH, still bullish, still in an uptrend. XLK, still bullish, still in an uptrend over the prior all-time high anchored VWAP. Just like SMH, making higher lows and higher highs. This is still bullish right there. XLK, that's the technology sector. Let's take a look at XLI. All right, here's XLI. This is the prior all-time high anchored VWAP. I'll put that in right here. You can see price action. Like the Diamond Dow, all right, Dow Jones Industrial, and we are looking at the industrial average, and you can see price action kind of pulling the same trick as DJI, Dow Jones Industrial, all right, or Diamond Dow. Price action closed under prior all-time high anchored VWAP here, all right, closing under a bearish trap, closing under the flat 17 EMA and under the prior all-time high anchored VWAP, but has not made a lower low. All right, so it's still technically in an uptrend. It's just not moving up. All right, it's having a pullback. Like I said, I like it when price action moves up and holds the higher ground. Notice we've moved up. We held it here, and now we're losing it. All right, so that's just neutral. That's not bearish. All right, it's only bearish when we start making, when we go up and then we lose it, and then some more All right, that's bearish because that's a lower low right there. All right, so we'll see what happens with XLI. All right, wasn't an uptrend. Remember, it just made new all-time highs like 10 days ago. All right, so a little bit of rest. I mean, it took it, just think about it, okay? It took it how many years to make those new all-time highs? You know what I'm saying? Here was an all-time high back in, well, let's go back and look at weekly chart. Okay, this thing's just been moving up since, well, October of 2023 right there. Last time it made that high, an all-time high was looking like July of 2023. Okay, so this thing's been just moving up for over a year. All right, so it needs a rest. So it's typical for it to take a rest. All right, so there you go there with XLI. Still bullish, not making lower lows yet. Take a look at XLU. Here's the utilities moving up. Again, moving up, holding the higher ground. Okay, that's bullish. Up over prior all-time high anchored VWAP. That's bullish. Up over the rising 17 EMA. That's bullish. Making higher highs and higher lows. That's bullish. So everything's still bullish on XLU and XLI. Okay? The only thing is XLI is pulling back. XLU kind of holding the higher ground. A little more strength showing up. And this is kind of what relative strength looks like. Okay? When you move up and you hold up here at these highs, okay, that's relative strength. That's showing you price action is prepared to hold here, probably looking to go up, over, and then up again. We'll see what it wants to do. This XLU, still in an uptrend. Same as XLI, still in an uptrend, just not as pretty as XLU. Let's take a look at XLF. Here's our financials, moving up, holding the higher ground up here in quadrant 4. Price action, you can see right here, got looking like a lower high and a lower low, but closing inside the bullish trap over the rising 17, over a prior all-time high anchored VWAP. Price action still bullish in XLF, okay? Price action moving up, holding the higher ground. All right, that's what we like to see. Price moves up and holds up there. That's nice work on XLF on the daily chart. Okay, so price action very bullish and in an uptrend, making higher lows and higher highs up over the 17, up inside the bullish trap, over the prior all-time high anchored VWAP. Okay, so XLF is bullish. Let's take a look at XRT. Okay, XRT is still holding the upper half of this move up. Made a higher high here about 7 days ago. Finally made a higher high right there. Consolidating up in this area, right up here, up in the upper half that's above this dashed line. Okay, you can see on the bigger picture, okay, up over the prior all-time high anchored VWAP. All right, it's price action moving up and holding this higher ground up here. It's just been holding this higher ground now for about 8-9 months. All right, finally making a little bit of a higher low here, looking for price to take off to the upside. We'll see what happens. I don't know if I see a possible trend right through here. It's a possibility, I don't know. But it is slightly moving up, ever so slightly. We'll see what happens. With that, I think they make higher highs soon. They've been up here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 times. All right, they've attacked this line up here. Okay, so 10 times they've attacked this line. They're not. This does not look like a group that's ready to give up. All right, they're not up and back. They're up and keep coming up and keep coming up and keep attacking it. Eventually, I gotta say, I think they're gonna break through. All right, if they break through, the question is, can they hold it up there? We'll see. I think they can. They've been up here 10 times already. I think once they get back up over it, they're not coming back. Well, not for a while anyway. So there's XRT. That's the retail sector. Let's take a look at IYT. It's our transports, price action, making higher highs, higher lows, up over, prior all-time high anchored VWAP, just not moving up at this time, okay? Price action, you can see whose candle is that. That's yesterday's candle. Lower high, lower low, closing under a bearish trap underneath the 17 EMA. Still up over this prior all-time high anchored VWAP, making higher highs and higher lows. That's bullish. Closing underneath the 17, not so much. All right, but still in an uptrend, still up over the prior all-time high anchored VWAP. Just needed to start moving up. I think we went through the same thing before back here. It was in an uptrend, but just not moving up. And finally, they turned it around and spun out another new higher high. So that is the all-time high for the transports right there. This candle that was done about 5 days ago. That was done on the, I think it's the 14th. It's done on the 16th, right there. That's an all-time high. So after making a new all-time high, it is typical for it to rest. Now, if you look, it's pulling back to minor support. Okay, minor support are these peaks right through here. So we got a peak right here. There's a peak. Got a peak right here. That's minor support. That's minor support. And that's minor support. Okay, what we like to see is price pull back to minor support, okay, and then J hook off of here, okay. So in other words, it comes back, pulls back to minor supports, and then kind of finds its way back up to this area and makes a higher high, okay. That's a typical price move. See how they did it here, okay. They went up. And then they hit minor support, which would have been these right here. And then they turn around and made a higher high. So we're looking for the same thing to happen again in IYT. Still bullish there. All right, so here's price action. Again, you can look for this pattern. It's kind of the same activity that you want to see in any stock, an indice or whatever. Okay, you want to see or option or ETN, okay, or Forex. Or currency, you know, anything like that, futures. You want to see it pull back to hit minor support and then J hook off of there and make higher highs. All right, let's take a look at our economics package. And we got that right here. Okay, we'll start off with, let's just get Max Payne fired up. And while that's working, let's hit the economic calendar for today. All right, we got durable goods comes out at 8:30. That's in about 2 minutes. All right, consumer sentiment comes out at 10. Baker Hughes rig count comes out at 1. That's it. Okay, the week's all wrapped up. Really, we're right back up here at 581. We're really not too far off the highs that we were just at. Okay, let's take a look at earnings. Okay, we got Sanofi still deciding what time they want to report. It's 133 billion. HCA Healthcare, 105 billion. They're going to report this morning. Colgate Palmolive, 80 billion. They're going to report this morning. AON, they're going to report this morning. They're about 77 billion. Again, some more familiar names. You see them here. You got National West Group. And again, familiar names, but nothing that's going to really move the markets there. Let's take a look on Monday. On Monday, we got Fomento Económico Mexicano, sounds like a bank, 172 billion. They're going to report in the morning. Waste Management, 83 billion. They're going to report in the evening. Again, some more familiar names, but nothing that's going to move the markets greatly. Okay, you got Ford, Cadence, Waste Management, ON Semiconductor, Centerpoint Energy. Okay, some familiar names, but nothing that's really going to rock and roll the markets like a Tesla would, like a Google, a Meta. Okay, somebody that's got huge market cap, that's tied into almost all the indices. All right, that's what's really going to move the markets. All right, so really light day for earnings, really light day for economic data. All right, so we'll see what happens here. We'll find out where Max Payne is. Maybe they got it fired up by now. 578. Well, we're up here at 570. I think we're at 580 something, aren't we? Let's take a look. Okay, we're at 581 right now. I don't know if we're making a trip back to 578, but my pivot is 578.83. We'll find out if they're going to come back and visit the pivot. I don't know. We had an inside day yesterday. We're breaking out. I kind of don't think we're coming back to 578. So the question is the put squeeze in play? And we have 2.5 puts to every call. All right, we're already gapping up. Now here's the deal. When you have a put squeeze, you cannot have a pullback to allow the puts. If you're gonna have a bona fide short squeeze, you cannot give the puts or the short sellers a way out. It has to go up all day. Okay, it doesn't have to go up fast. It just has to apply pressure continuously all day until 2:30, until you get them so hot and sweaty that they have to give up and cover their shorts or cover their puts in order to satisfy their margin. All right, so that's the way it works. If they go up and give, like SPY gives a $1 or $2 pullback, all right, that'll give them the opportunity to double down and get out. All right, it works best when pressure is applied all throughout the day, all the way up until 2:30, and at that time they're so hot and bothered, they're ready to give up, because at 2:30, if it's gone up this far, there's a likelihood it's just going to continue all day until 4 o'clock. Okay, so that's the way it works. All right, so we got 2.5 puts to every call. This is only the options that expire today. All right, and we've got 578's max pain, so we'll see what happens. All right, and then again, they may even give them that $1 or $2 pullback in order to get out. We'll see. If they do that, it won't be quite the same if they allow that to happen. All right, I'm out of breath here. All right, let's take a look at U.S. dollar. U.S. dollar gave us a bearish engulfing. Yes, finally. All right, got a bearish engulfing. We got one here. We didn't get any follow through. All right, I want to see some follow through. Already we're starting off green. All right, but we had a bearish engulfing here. So we were in a nice downtrend, okay, that lasted, from September 15th until October 15th, and then all of a sudden, lo and behold, something just rocketed off here and just ripped right through there. All right, so, and then we made new highs and made new highs over this, and then we attacked. You can see we got right up into this wick right here, and you can see then they turned around. Now, if they consolidate up here, that would be bullish. If they start to give it up, that would be neutral. All right? If they make a lower low, that's going to be bearish. I'm just saying it's a long way down. All right? That's a long drop right there if they decide to go down. All right? So we'll see what happens. So there's the dollar in an uptrend. All right? All right, traders, that's it for me for today, this morning. All right, I'll be back at 9:15 to open up the markets. All right, again, I showed you where the entries are this morning. All right, just need a green candle up over that last green candle to continue that uptrend. Thank you, Alan, for sharing. Thank you, everybody, for making it here in the BYOB Trading Room. Thank you, everybody out there in Digital Land. Appreciate your presence. Appreciate your loyalty. Appreciate the fact that I hope I earned your attention or everything. All right. Until then, all right. I'll see you guys in about 45 minutes.